What if I told you that the secret to building real wealth isn't about making more money, but about buying less stuff? I'm about to share a story that will completely flip everything you think you know about getting rich. Picture this. Two people, same neighborhood, similar apartments. Person A earns $95,000 a year, but checks their bank account with a knot in their stomach. They're two missed paychecks away from financial disaster. Person B earns only $52,000, but sleeps peacefully at night with 18 months of expenses saved and invests 20% of every paycheck. How is this possible? The answer lies in a concept that most financial gurus never talk about, and by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why some people always have money, while others never do, regardless of their income. Hey everyone, Daniel Smith here, and today we're diving into something that's quietly destroying the financial future of millions of Americans. We're living in the golden age of consumption, where the average American household contains over 300,000 items. That's not a typo, 300,000 things. But here's what nobody's telling you. Every single thing you own is costing you money twice, and I don't just mean the price tag. Let me break this down with real numbers that'll shock you. That treadmill sitting in your spare bedroom, you paid $1,200 for it, right? But it's actually costing you between $600 to $1,000 every single year just to own it. How? Storage space in urban areas costs roughly $30 to $50 per square foot annually. That treadmill takes up about 20 square feet when you factor in clearance space. And that's just the beginning. Remember that boat your neighbor bought for weekend adventures? The marine industry has a rule of thumb. Annual maintenance costs run about 10% of the boat's value. A $30,000 boat costs $3,000 per year just to own, even if it never touches water. But here's the real kicker. Researchers have found that visual clutter literally increases your cortisol levels and reduces your brain's ability to focus. Your stuff isn't just draining your bank account, it's stressing you out in ways you can't even consciously perceive. This is why 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, even those earning six figures. They're not bad with money, they've just never calculated the true cost of ownership. So what do we really want here? It's not just about having money in the bank, it's about optionality. It's about being able to say yes to opportunities and no to things that don't serve you. Imagine being able to leave a job that's destroying your mental health. Picture taking 6 months off to handle a family emergency without financial stress. Think about starting that business you've always dreamed of, or retiring before 65, or simply sleeping peacefully knowing you're financially secure. This is what I call true wealth, and it's not measured by what you have, but what you can choose. The person earning $200,000 but spending $195,000 has almost no optionality. They're chained to their income requirement. But the person earning $80,000 and spending $45,000, they have extraordinary freedom. The wealthy understand something that most people miss entirely. Every dollar locked up in possessions is a dollar not working for your future. That $15,000 home gym setup could have been $15,000 in index funds, growing to $50,000 or more over 15 years. You didn't just buy a home gym, you bought a home gym instead of future financial freedom. But here's the problem. We're fighting against a $1.7 trillion advertising industry designed to make us buy things we don't need. We're trapped in what I call the lifestyle multiplier effect. Let me explain this with a real example. You buy a boat for $30,000. Seems reasonable, right? But that boat needs a trailer, $5,000. A truck capable of towing it, $15,000 more than your current car. Storage fees, $200 a month. Insurance, $100 a month. Maintenance supplies, safety equipment, and specialized clothing. What looked like a $30,000 purchase just became a $60,000 plus lifestyle change with ongoing monthly costs. This is why the average American replaces perfectly functional phones every 2 to 3 years, costing them $30,000 to $50,000 over their lifetime in unnecessary upgrades. And here's the psychological trap. We never define enough. High-income earners keep upgrading their lifestyle as their income grows. Someone earning $300,000 feels just as financially stressed as someone earning $80,000 because their expectations expanded alongside their income. The real conflict isn't that we don't make enough money, it's that we've never learned to calculate the true cost of our choices. We're running an endless race where lifestyle expansion always outpaces income growth. But some people have figured out how to escape this trap entirely, and when they do, the results are extraordinary. The game changer comes from understanding a principle that wealthy minimalists have known for decades: calculate cost per use before any purchase. Here's how this works. Before buying anything, estimate how many times you'll realistically use it. Divide the total cost by that number. This gives you cost per use, the only honest measure of value. A $200 jacket worn twice costs $100 per wear. A $400 jacket worn 200 times costs $2 per wear. The expensive jacket is actually cheaper. This calculation destroys impulse purchases immediately. That $300 kitchen gadget you'll use twice a year, that's $150 per use. Meanwhile, a $2,000 mattress used every night for 10 years costs about 55 cents per use. Extraordinary value for something affecting your health daily. But the real transformation happens with what I call the replacement test. Walk through your home and ask, if this item disappeared today, would I spend money to replace it? For most items, the honest answer is no. You wouldn't replace that bread maker, those clothes you haven't worn in 18 months, or that fondue set. These items exist through inertia, not intention. Smart investors follow another crucial rule: never upgrade out of boredom. Your phone works perfectly? Don't replace it because a newer model exists. Your car runs reliably? Don't upgrade because your neighbor bought something shinier. This policy saves enormous sums. Applied across all categories where upgrade culture operates, the lifetime savings easily exceed $200,000. Here's the system that changes everything: the friction strategy. Make spending difficult and saving easy. Remove stored credit card numbers from online retailers. Implement a 24-hour waiting period for non-essential purchases. Delete shopping apps from your phone. At the same time, automate transfers to investment accounts on payday. Make investing happen before you see the money. Treat savings like a fixed expense, not an afterthought. The 24-hour waiting rule alone eliminates roughly 70% of impulse purchases. Most desires for objects fade within a day if not acted upon immediately. The results of applying these principles are remarkable. I've seen people increase their savings rate from 5% to 40% without feeling deprived. They actually report higher life satisfaction because they're no longer drowning in possessions they don't want. Let me give you a real implementation strategy you can start today. This week, walk through your home with the replacement test. Identify 10 items you wouldn't replace if they disappeared tomorrow. Sell, donate, or discard them. Notice how liberating it feels to remove things you don't actually want. This month, implement the 24-hour rule for all non-essential purchases. Track how many desires survive the waiting period versus how many evaporate. This quarter, count your possessions in 3 key categories: clothing, kitchen items, and entertainment. Set maximum thresholds based on what you actually use. This year, define what enough looks like across major spending categories. What home is sufficient? What transportation meets your needs? What wardrobe serves your genuine requirements? Write these definitions down and refer to them when temptation arises. The financial transformation compounds over time. Someone applying these rules consistently for 5 years accumulates substantially less while saving substantially more. The gap between lifestyle and income creates wealth that can't be built any other way. Here's the beautiful truth. Owning less creates more money, but having more money also makes owning less feel natural. When your savings account is robust and investments are growing, the urge to accumulate diminishes. You don't need stuff to feel successful because your financial strength tells the story you want to hear. The choice is simple. You can own your possessions, or your possessions can own you. The math strongly favors the first option, and so does your peace of mind. Remember those 2 apartments I mentioned at the beginning? The person earning $52,000 with 18 months of savings didn't get there through exceptional income. They got there through exceptional clarity about what actually matters. Both lifestyles are available to you right now, regardless of what you currently earn. If you want to dive deeper into wealth-building strategies that actually work, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Next week, I'm breaking down the exact investment portfolio that's outperforming 90% of financial advisors, and it's simpler than you think. Drop a comment below. What's one thing you own right now that you wouldn't replace if it disappeared tomorrow? Let's start that decluttering journey together. And if you found this valuable, share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Building wealth isn't about making more money. It's about keeping more of what you make and investing it wisely. Until next time, remember, the best investment strategy starts with understanding what you don't need to buy.